Everyone. Um, just gonna turn this light down a little. Uh, gonna do a little bit of a debate recap here, although I am incredibly tired. Um, not gonna lie. Uh, it's been a long one. I would just want to say up top, if you want to catch some of what I did today, stream at the Majority Report covering tonight's debate. The whole team. Hey, this morning, I was on Rising with Cristobal and Sagar talking about Castro and Bernie. And earlier today, on the afternoon, I was on WBAI with the great Milton Alamati, who is a regular on TMBS. He's one of my favorite people, the editor of Black Star News and host of a program on WBAI. He is absolutely amazing. We talked about Lula, the Nine Aligned movement, anti imperialism, and Bernie Sanders becoming the president. I'm going to do another live stream, I think tomorrow, where I'm actually going to talk about the Julian Assange trial and the U.S. efforts at suppressing journalism and speech and how that relates to the intelligence apparatus of. I just want to say I'm definitely kind of on fumes here, so hit me with super chats for sure. I'm not sure how many I'll get to. Because I really want to talk about the debate. So, of all of this is that every single person on that stage who is not Bernie Sanders is helping Donald Trump, running for right now, objectively. Elizabeth Warren is helping Donald Trump. Amy Klobuchar is helping Donald Trump. Mike Bloomberg, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, all of them are helping Donald Trump right now. Now, we're gonna just power through as it is now, and then I'll do the I'll get a different setup for the next ones. Is going to be the next for the Democratic Party, unless there is a subversion of democracy in the summer, which would be an absolute disaster. So no candidates have a serious, viable, and democratic path to the nomination. None of them have that, right? They have various ways of losing to Bernie Sanders less than the others, right? They have various paths to blocking the delegate count and being in a position where they could possibly um, subvert that Bernie Sanders went in with the popular vote lead. That's all they've got, right? All right, guys. I don't. How many people are having problems with the audio? I'm seeing a lot of people complaining. Um, if there's a problem with the audio, there's nothing I can do about it, so I'll just kind of power through. All right. Okay. All right. I see a lot of people complaining about the audio. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this one off. It's fine. Look, if it's cutting out a little bit, I won't do the AirPods anymore. Stop complaining now, and I'll finish this one. I'll just power through because I don't have a way of turning it off for now. So just chill out, relax. It'll be fine. Um, so the only one, the primary from the perspective of getting the most votes. So you have to ask all of these other people up on that stage who claim to be representing a party where concern of most of these people is Democratic Party overwhelmingly their number one concern is beat Donald Trump. Beat about. How do we remove this grotesque sociopath, this bloated buffoon from office? Now, of course, those of us that support Bernie Sanders, we want to essentially deal with the bigger problems beyond Donald Trump, right? We recognize that Donald Trump is a symptom of a larger set of problems. And in order to beat Trump, but also take care of the conditions in the world that are producing Donald Trump and Donald Trump like things, we need to take care of the monumental structural crises we're in terms of inequality, in terms of healthcare, in terms of the environment, in terms of the breakdown of global empire, U.S. hegemonic foreign policy, in terms of the all of the broader structures and asymmetries in capitalism that suppress human flourishing through exploitation and oppression. Right? Everyone on the spectrum, I think, actually understands that, who are coalescing around the Bernie Sanders campaign because it's the only campaign that's talking about actual big picture solutions and actual analysis that deals with the problems that we face as a nation. An enormous terror in the establishment about Bernie Sanders. And I think part of it is that some of them genuinely have been so habituated to the idea that you cannot win a campaign on, real structural change. You can't win a campaign by saying you're a democratic socialist. You can't win a campaign by having a clear moral vision. You have to triangulate, you have to capitulate to corporations, oligarchs, and the wealthy, and they don't see it as possible. Obviously, a lot of the members of the Democratic and media establishment are also in complete self interest opposed to the reforms that Bernie's talking about because their tax rates would go up alone, as an example, or the position that they play in the game um, will be changed and different in an administration that actually focuses on real serious reform efforts, right? So and we need to make that case to the broader Democratic electorate. But most Democrats voting of Bernie Sanders is the most popular candidate. Primary concern is just get rid of Donald Trump, which is going to be a very hard thing to do, by the way. The impeachment obviously has not been politically effective. People keep saying it will hurt various swing state Republicans. I don't see that. I think, frankly, it's not going to play much of a role in the general election in the short term. It's been a slight net positive for Donald Trump, and it has just sort of continued the melodrama and not scored any political hits, I think, if we're being real. Hey, so by attacking, smearing, fear mongering, and causing melodrama about Bernie, in claiming to speak for the Democratic Party, they are undermining the most important thing that Democratic voters put forward again and again and again, which is defeat Donald Trump. And they're doing that by relentlessly attacking the person who is going to be the nominee, the version of democracy, which will destroy the Democratic Party and ensure the reelection of Donald Trump, because none of us will vote for the Democrat if the nomination is stolen from Bernie Sanders. These other candidates, Mike Bloomberg, he would destroy Pete Buttigieg, he would destroy Elizabeth Warren. I don't know who we're kidding. And by attacking them, by attacking him, they are fundamentally the most important goal of the Democratic Party right now. So I just want to also add that, look, the debate was very frustrating to watch. I thought Bernie did not have a great debate, but the reality was that a lot of people, exit polls are showing that Bernie actually won. So I think, clearly nothing happens that actually changed the dynamic of this race, um, even though people are trying to, because they're trying to undermine democracy. The crowd was clearly rigged against Bernie. I don't know how and to what extent, but that was, the dynamic. People just need to chill about the sound. I'll figure this out, whatever the issue is on the next one. I got to say, every time I do it though, there's usually folks who complain about the sound, and then I rewatch it and I can hear everything. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Eventually, maybe I'll come up with a different setup. But I think, I don't know. It's not, this is the home stream. Wait, this is actually an important question. Love what you do, Michael. Any chance to get a $5 Patreon level? Yes, go sign up at a $5 level and you will be taken care of. People not supporting Bernie didn't realize how amazing this opportunity is. I would tell my left side, this is an incredible opportunity, obviously. And right now, it's really the only opportunity. If we were more cynical, we would be Democratic establishment steal it from Bernie Sanders and lose to Donald Trump. It's because we're the only ones who actually take how serious a crisis we're in to beat Donald Trump, that we are insisting and fighting this process to get Bernie nominated, because at this point he's the only one who's an actual contender in the general election. Anyways, folks, there was other stuff I want to hit, but I'll get to it another time. I'll do another one tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a different headphone or something like that. But in general, with the home streams, they're not going to be the same sound quality as the studio, obviously. At any rate, you guys are great. Appreciate all of you. Much love. I'm going to go get some sleep. Every other candidate running against Bernie Sanders is harming objectively pro Donald Trump. And that is the only message about every single one of them: Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Tom Steyer, Joe Biden, Mike Bloomberg. That's all they are. They're enablers of Donald Trump. All right, guys. Appreciate you all.